Hey, it's me, Duncans, and welcome to this new tutorial series on MenuDocs. This tutorial series will focus on creating your first Discord bot with JDA version 4. If you want to use JDA version 3, which is currently end of life, you can check out the other JDA series on our channel. But I highly suggest using JDA version 4 and following this tutorial series, since JDA version 4 is the latest long-term support.
This video is proudly sponsored by Oxide Hosting. With this hosting company, you can never go wrong. They provide outstanding customer support and all for a low price. Their services range from website hosting to Minecraft server hosting. If you are interested in them, be sure to check out the link in the description below.
To get started with making a JDA bot, you first want to decide between using Gradle or Maven. I'm gonna be using Gradle since I am most familiar with that, but if you want to use Maven, you can also do that as well. I want to start with creating a new folder in where I have all my Java applications, and I'm gonna call it JDA v4 tuts for tutorials. I'm gonna open the folder. In this folder, you want to make a command prompt, and you want to make sure that you have Gradle installed and add to your path. I don't know how this works with Maven, but with Gradle we can type Gradle init. And once we type that command, Gradle is gonna boot up, and it's gonna generate files for us. So right here it asks us what type of project we have. We can choose basic, Groovy application, Groovy library, Java application, Java library, Kotlin application, Kotlin library, or a Scala library. We are making a Java application, so we're gonna choose 4. Next up, we want to select the script DSL. I highly prefer the Kotlin DSL, but for this tutorial we're gonna use the Groovy DSL since that one is faster. And we just have to select the testing framework. It's gonna select JUnit for now. We're gonna remove this. Project name, that's correct. The package name is gonna be me.duncans13.jda. That's what I usually do is take my domain, which is duncans13.me, or just type me.your username, and then I do the project name. Your package name always has to be lowercase, and this is because of the Java naming conventions. So now that we have our package, we're just gonna hit enter, then everything will be generated, including a git ignore file. This git ignore file is not ready yet. I'm gonna add 2 things, which is .ide for IntelliJ and a slash behind folders and the out directory from IntelliJ. Right now we can go to IntelliJ or Eclipse if you use Eclipse, or NetBeans or whatever. I prefer IntelliJ. I'm just gonna hit open, and we're gonna browse to the directory. Here it is, JDA v4 tuts. Gonna hit OK. It's gonna load in the project, and the first time you open the project it may take a while. Because it's configuring Gradle currently. Just gonna hit background to dismiss this notification, and you can see indexing paused due to importing JDA. So now it's scanning all the files, and here it is, our app. Now how beautiful. It created all sorts of files for us, like the test. So clause under test, greeting. We can delete the entire test directory. And we can delete the app class. And in our build.gradle file, we can remove all of these comments, because we don't need them. I'm just gonna call this bot. And in our main class, I'll create a new Java class and call it bot. As you can see, the main class name over here corresponds to the package with the class name of the bot. So let's create a public static void main, so you can boot our bot up. The next step is coming over to the MenuDocs Discord. And in the bot command channel type j_build.gradle. And as you can see, it will generate a Gradle file for us. I'm gonna add 2 more libraries to it. I'm gonna add the utils library and the bot commons library. And I'm gonna make it pretty. So there we go. As you can see, now we also added the JDA utilities library and the bot commons library. If you are using Maven, you want to run the j_pom.xml with the same parameters, and it will haste bin your POM. So if you open it, you can see you're ready to copy and paste this into your project. But we're using Gradle, so we can copy this and we can paste it in here. And in the main class name, we want to enter the first of the package of your main file, and then the bot, then the main class. Once we have set this up, I want to use a different Java version. Java version .11. I currently have Java 11 installed on my machine, so I want to use Java 11 features. So let's import the changes. When Gradle is done importing, we want to open our browser and go to discordapp.com/developers/applications. In here we can create a new application if you haven't one already. I'm going to call it JDA tutorials. Right now this is done, we can go over to bot and add the bot application, and then you just need to invite it to your server. But because I already have an application ready, I'm just gonna delete this app, and now the app is deleted because I already have this MenuDocs bot over here, which is called MenuDocs JDA. From here I can just copy the token and paste it into Notepad for now. Don't try to use this token after the episode, it will be reset. Next up, we need to, we're gonna make a constructor. So, make constructor, this can be private, and in our main function, we're just gonna call the constructor. From here, we can say new JDA builder. You can set the token in 2 ways. You can set it directly on the builder itself, on the builder constructor, or you can call .setToken. I prefer the setToken method, but you can choose whatever you want. In the setToken, we want to paste our token. Note that you should probably use a configuration file. We're gonna go over that in another tutorial, but for now this is fine. Next up, we want to add an event listener. And for that we create a new Java class. We're gonna call it listener. And listener extends listener adapter. Listener adapter has a lot of methods for every event and a very big if statement class, because why not? Yeah, it's like every event is in here and we can auto complete these methods. So it's really nice. So the first thing that we want to do is call the ready event, which is on ready. And as you can see, events have a special structure in JDA. It's on event name and then event name event. That's a class structure. Oh, this should be on ready. Oh, I'm already messing it up. So on ready event, which can also be written as on X and then X event. So now that we have our ready event, we're gonna print line. Actually, we're gonna print formatted percentage hashtag s. This means format the user as his tag. And we're going to say is ready. And now we can just say event.getJDA.selfUser. And we can add the event listeners, new listener. And we can build. This of course is going to throw exceptions. I'm just adding them to the throws tag. And we can run bots.main. Okay, and I instantly see something that's going wrong because it's running via Gradle and Gradle does not forward system out. So let's run it via IntelliJ instead. And right now, as you can see, MenuDocs JDA hashtag 7409 is ready. And if we go to our special testing Discord, you can see MenuDocs JDA being online. Of course, we can also set a game on the bot. And to do that, we can say set activity dot. Let's do watching. And we're going to say MenuDocs. Right now, we can just rerun the bot. And as you can see, it says watching MenuDocs. But now you probably have noticed all these warnings. To get rid of them, it's really easy. We're just gonna go to Google and we type in log back classic Maven Central. And the first one is the correct one. We take the latest 1.2 version. And here's the Gradle. Don't know why it says test compile. But we can change test compile to normal compile. And let's import the changes. Next up, I'm going to steal this logger configuration from one of my other projects on GitHub. And the name it should be in your resource folder and it should have the name logback.xml. Next up, we can just copy this, paste this in here. And if we run our bot now, you can see it's all nicely formatted except our own message. So of course we want our own messages to be formatted like this as well. And to do that we can create a logger. So what we can do is private static final logger. It should be from org.slf4j. Logger equals logger factory.getLogger listener.class. And now we just can say logger.info. And instead of the format, we just need to use these brackets. And we can say as tag on the user. And if we right now run the bot, you can see the listener MenuDocs is ready. And that's where I want to end this tutorial. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and I see you guys next time in another tutorial. Bye!